now, the Crypt Keeper of Creepy, the provocative prince of the tweens, the nightmare from Neptune. It's Zabujard!
Testing. Hey, it's me, Jer. Going to do some handstands now, I think. I've been thinking that we are God. I am God and you are and stuff. That kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever talked to God? Have you ever seen God? No, you haven't. Have you seen yourself in a mirror? Yeah, you have. Have you ever talked to yourself? Yeah, you have. Have you ever talked to yourself in your head? Yeah, you have. Have you ever met yourself? Yeah, you have. We have God in us, so doesn't that make us close enough to God? Even Jesus said, "Don't you know ye are gods?" Which I read. He was talking to a bunch of judges in a condescending way, saying that they were acting like God, but I also like to look at the literal interpretation of that. I know Wikipedia will tell you some interpretation, but if you just get the literal interpretation, I think that's important to look at too. Anyway. I'm in the handstand now. I don't think I've exercised in a really long time. At least a week. Probably more. Ugh. I like to be upside down. And I like to explore every different angle of space with my body in a 360 degree sphere. I don't think that's right though. 360, isn't that just like one turnaround? I'm talking about all 3D space. Would that be 720 or something? I've been taking care of the pup for a week. Just by myself with the pup. And she barks a lot. She's a pup after all. But I'm hoping I can get, usually in my head, when I'm daydreaming, I'm doing all these cool circus tricks off of random metal poles that I walk by in public and stuff. I've never actually attempted to do that in public, really. Doing badass circus tricks on metal poles or anything, but it'd probably be pretty badass if I could do that. Thinking back to that pervert I met at the park, I've never even met someone with a fetish like that. Who gets off on someone jumping on their stomach? I've never even heard of a fetish like that. I don't even think that's a John Ron P-hub. Jumping on someone's stomach. How does someone get that deranged? How does someone get that bizarre? He said he was homeless, and his name was Paul, like the apostle. I imagine homelessness can do that to you. Could make you fucked up. But, Even still, it's just bizarre. Everything we see in this world is in our mind. I imagine all the perverts, rapists, and killers out there are just in your head. Even if you die, I don't think it's a big deal because I like to spit, by the way. I don't think it's a big deal because you and I are never truly dead. We're immortal, eternal being creatures. Even if you die, it's not a big deal because energy can't be destroyed. I think Fagstein or some other faggot said that. Somebody said that, but I think it makes sense. Energy can't be destroyed. You and I can't be destroyed. We'll just switch into another body or dimension or realm. I really think that. Speaking on heaven and hell, I think negative behaviors create hell in this hellish realm. They bring more hell, which I think makes sense. If you bring darkness from your mind into the world, then that manifests as creating hell in this world. The opposite can be true as well. When Jews talk about how heaven is coming, and Christians talk about this too, well, not exactly, but how heaven is coming into this realm, I think they talk about a Messiah doing these things, both religions, but I think simply everyone, no fear, positivity in the brain, would do the exact same thing. It would bring positivity into this realm. The thing I'm a little worried about is the rapture and apocalypse ideas. I don't know how popular they are, but assuming there's 5 million Christians worldwide who all believe an apocalypse is coming as soon as possible, like I used to. If we're all entertaining fearful ideas of an apocalypse, I think because of our minds, the hive mind, it will happen because everyone is thinking that it's true. For example, if everyone in their mind right now thought that all dogs would explode, then I think that would happen as well. I think that's one of the negative things about the Bible, I think, is if everyone starts thinking the apocalypse is about to happen, I think it just might happen. And if we're looking around at the news right now, you can tell that it looks like it's about to happen. Is that a result of them wanting us to think what they want us to think about a sudden circular reset? We know that these global resets happen in cycles and circles. And the world is reset with a human population every couple hundred years. Is that 100 years about to come to fruition? That's why I think you and I are God, and why it's important to exercise and to learn about magic as much as possible. I think one of the secret tips and tricks is that every one of us does magic in some way or another. Look at sporting events. Look at rituals. These sporting events are nothing more than big magic rituals. What these sporting events do, I'm talking about Super Bowl or any other sporting event, really. They gather, 100,000 people into a room, or a stadium. They show them some really satanic shit at a halftime show. And they implant all the brainwashing subliminal messages into those people's minds. And when they do that, all those people become unwilling participants in thinking of a world that the Illuminati want them to think of, so then that world will come true. Does that make sense? I think it does. And I'm also just sick of fucking drug addicts and niggers. I can't stand... I'm done being friends with drug addicts. All they do is burn you because they're fucking hooked on drugs. It pisses me off. I'm just so done with any drug addicts. It's just a bad habit. It's just a bad habit. Well, I take that back. I don't even care about druggies. I'm done with grumpy people, which a lot of them happen to be drug addicts. That's all. I'm done with grumpy people. I can't fucking stand it. I hate it. They're bullies, and they're grumpy. And if you're gonna be grumpy, then just fuck off. And go fucking die in a cave. I don't give a fuck. But don't be grumpy around people who are just energy vampires for you to rub off your grumpy energy onto innocent people who don't want anything to do with grumpiness. Because that's me. I'm not... If I'm the seven dwarfs, I'm not the grumpy one. I'm probably the sleepy or goony one, if I had to pick one of the seven dwarfs. But I don't want to be anywhere near the grumpy dwarf if I'm banging Snow White in every single hole. I don't want to be near the grumpy dwarf at all, because that's the one thing I can't stand in this realm, is grumpy bullies. And I had a dream on a bully last night, and it inspired me to write a silly fictional story, and I'm going to write it as soon as I get a computer, and I'll show it to you guys. Oh, fuck. I think you guys are going to like it. What's worse, being alone or being in a room with grumpy people who hate you? Probably the second one. What's worse, being alone or being in a room with grumpy, drunk, drug addict, high bullies? Probably the second one, honestly. I'm just fucking tired of it. I'm done. I'm done for sure this time. I'm done. I'm not going to unblock a bunch of angry drug addicts like I always do. I'm just done. Such a waste of nigger time and nigger energy and nigger abuse. I'm just so tired of drug addicts. And people who try to force Judaism on everyone else. Just let people let people follow their own fucking I don't know, their own paths. I don't care. People can do whatever they want as long as they're not grumpy about it. That's the one thing that bugs me. If you're gonna... I'm not gonna do that to anyone ever. Ever. I never will. Because it's just evil in my opinion. And that's I guess that's my code of conduct. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I cannot stand... I guess with drama, I can understand a little bit. People get on drugs to get emotional. The emotions and the drugs make them dramatic. The dramatic makes them grumpy, maybe. I'm trying to figure out a logical chain of command here. But I just can't. I can't take the constant abuse from grumpy drug addicts anymore. I just can't do it. I've already been so stepped on and abused my whole life. It's bizarre, and subconsciously I'm bringing in that energy because my parent died when I was a kid. I'm assuming somehow that made me subconsciously take on the get bullied role through my life. Public school is in terrible fucking hell, and I think it should be banned and illegal. And I do support people who go there with sharp objects, and I don't care. I think outlaw school, make it illegal. I think it's gay. And by sharp objects I mean pencils and pens, of course. And I don't know. That's what my book's going to be about, by the way. So spoiler alert, but you guys are going to like this little book I'm going to write. And I don't know, I had this dream. There's a bully in my dream. And so I was running, there was a table in between us, so I ran to the other side of the table, and he was like throwing calculators at me or something, and I was dodging the calculators. And I'm thinking, I don't know, this is some dream. Subconsciously, we pull these energies onto ourselves, probably, these negative fucking freaks like the pervert at the park or the bullies or whoever it is. We're subconsciously drawing these energies somehow, maybe through trauma or something. I don't know.
I don't know. But I want to learn as much about magic as I can. You know, probably not the black magic stuff too much, although I am kind of interested in the Seals of Solomon now. I haven't looked them up at all. All that I know is that they look like circuit boards. If you look at magic sigils, they also look like computer circuit boards. And these circuit boards, sigils, magic, are used for creating glitches in the matrix, in our realm. And people abuse these glitches to walk on water, walk on air, walk up buildings, walk on spikes. I don't know. You name it, they'll come up with a glitch. These magicians, David Blaine, David Copperfield, David Niggerfield, David Mimman. Why are they all named David? Anyways, they come up with these cool badass magic tricks using demons. And by demons, I mean by creating glitches in the matrix using their magical consciousness mind shit. Okay? I know people might be afraid of demons, UFOs, and ghosts. I know I was really afraid of ghosts when I was in high school and stuff because I would have sleep paralysis all the time. And you gotta realize that the ghosts, demons, UFOs, all that gay shit's just in your mind. And you could see a UFO, but even the UFO you see in the sky is in your mind too, or whatever, even the demons or the angels. Everything. And I think we have a lot more power than we even can fucking realize. They have CIA gay camps that train agents how to flip over cars and withstand torture and withstand fucking anything you can imagine. That's a message you're not gonna fucking hear in religions and shit. They're not gonna tell you you're some all-powerful, super godly being. They're gonna tell you, oh, fucking shame on you, you shamed sinner piece of shit. Go do 20 Hail Marys and suck off a priest and then you can go to heaven, blah, blah, blah. They're not gonna tell you, oh, you're fucking strong, you're fucking powerful. You're a strong little creature. You're an interesting, divine little creature. And I think that message should be told more like humans are, no fear, like just be strong and confident in yourself and stuff, and don't be in fear, and don't be negative and sad, all this lonely shit, whatever. Just fucking be a girl boss or a boy boss, whatever it is, you know, or a trans boss. I know a lot of people in the comments are right, hashtag trans boss in the comments, please, to motivate myself, who recently came out as I'm kind of like a half alligator, half toilet creature. I'm a trans-dimensional toilet alligator creature right now, currently, but that will change next week to something else. Hashtag toilet alligator creature lives matter. Also write that in the comments. And I should be getting another computer today if everything goes well. And I'm very excited to make cartoons again, obviously. Yeah. And yeah. I'm glad I'm not 40 yet, but I'm getting close. I'm 33 now. 40 is really like, wow, my life is already half over. Now I get to get a whole bunch of new physical problems and die and stuff, you know. Or 40 is kind of the... Subconsciously to me, 40 is just kind of like the spooky time where it's like... We need to get strong before 40, because when 40 hits, you're going to want to drink a 40-ounce beer, because you're going to be like, holy crud, I'm 40. This is crazy. And maybe that's gay-tarded, because time isn't real. The past isn't real. The future's not real. Only the present moment right now is real. Okay? Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the Ghostbusters gas, anything. Just the present moment is what's the most important. If you need to take a trip to Thailand to experience Asian culture, now's the time to do it. You don't want to wait till you're 55. Or if you want to go rock climbing on Mount Everest, which I thought about doing, but I don't like driving. Now's the time to do it. I mean, I bought the rock climbing gear. That was a good waste of money, you know. That was a nice waste of money. I always waste money on this stupid shit, and then I don't use it. That might happen. I bought a Arduino to make robots with. Spoiler alert, you're going to be seeing some robot videos very soon in cartoons. Hopefully I can get good at making robots and stuff. I just try to fill my life with distractions from naughtier things, I'm going to say. And right now, I'm going to learn how to do the robots, and I want to, and I've been riding my bike a lot, that I bought for $20 at Goodwill. Definitely, if you're a NEET, I definitely recommend you get a bike at Goodwill for cheap, because I've been using it a lot, and I should have bought one a really long time ago, and I waited this long, because this one looked like the perfect one, though. The tires looked hot, and the bike looked hot, and, it's a good, I like exploring it a lot. I've always liked exploring stuff. And when you walk around, which I do a lot of walking, kind of. It takes a long time to get anywhere and explore anywhere. But with a bike, it's much faster. It's much faster. And then you're able to walk and explore places using the bike. I've always been into exploring. Not sexually, but I've always been into exploring. I'm trans, after all. And, no, I'm not trans. I'm into exploring, and, it's funny they use those words transphobic and blackphobic. We're not afraid of those people, we're just... It's not that we're afraid of them. Well, I guess if you ran into one in the back alley and you saw them dressed up like drag RuPaul's Drag Race, I think you would be afraid for a second, because you would think you were seeing like some giant Chinese dragon makeup looking creature. And then you'd think, "Oh, wait, it's just a diverse person." You know. But you saw them in the back, you'd be shocked. You'd be like, "What the fuck is... Oh, sorry, you're just a... Okay. Oh, I see what's going on." Just joking, guys. We love every gender on this cartoon channel here. This is a channel for Shrek farting and drinking fart juice and Smeg cum juice cartoon channel for... well, I don't know if adults would watch this stuff. I get it would have to be people like myself who... Well, I guess it would have to be... I guess the age range would probably be around... probably... I don't know. Probably... Who would even... You know, my most viewed cartoon is an Among Us farting cartoon with like 25,000 views on. It's either on this channel or my other channel that just got re-deleted. My channel just got re-deleted. YouTube brought it back after a couple years, and then they just deleted it again a couple days ago. But that was, I think, my most viewed cartoon was Among Us characters farting. So who was watching that? I should have checked the age range, but it's probably like 7. So, you know, I'm making cartoons for the wrong age demographic, because I'm not 7. I'm older than 7. But, so what would I even make cartoons about people my age? Hey, Mike, I just got married. Oh, nice. Are you gonna shit inside of her butt? A grown man shitting inside of his newly wed wife's butt. I'm gonna make that cartoon, by the way. Remind me. I'm gonna make that. But what do you? I'm not married. I have no experience with marriage or women. So what am I gonna do? What kind of cartoon am I gonna make for men my age? Hey, Hey Mike, I just got home from work. I'm about to drink a beer and play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 6 for the PlayStation 5. That sounds good. Hey, you want to hit up the bar? Sure, let's go to the bar. Can you guys hear the pup? Yeah, she does this a lot. She barks a lot. I gotta take care of her for 10 days. I think today is day 5 or 6. Or 4, or something like that. She likes to bark. Not during the podcast. It's so fucking annoying, dude. Oh, man. Can you guys hear that? I think she's saying something to NEETs right now. I think she's talking to the NEETs in dog language. Which I don't understand dog language, but I'm sure it's something important. Speaking of NEETs, I don't think my welfare is going to go on for as long as you guys think it will. I mean, a lot of people think Mr. Trump is going to take the welfare away or something like that. But even if he doesn't, I think I don't even go to the doctor. I don't take head meds. I think the judge is going to say, hey, why aren't you going to a psychiatrist? Why aren't you on meds? Blah, blah, blah. I'm taking away your welfare. Or something like that. I mean, I could see that being a possibility when my renewal comes. So it's just a little tricky, and then I'm going to have to work as a security guard again if that happens, because that's the only job NEETs can do, it feels like, without having some sort of gay anxiety episode, is working as some sort of security guard. Oh, there you go. Who are you barking at out there, huh? The Nigs? You barking at Nigs out there, Soph? That's a yes. That's a yes. You're barking at Niggies? You're barking at Niggies McSpiggies out there? That's a yes. She is. She just told me yes. She is barking. Good girl. Good dog. You bark at those Nigs. You use the hard R when you bark too. I can hear it. That is true. Good girl. I taught her that. I taught her every slur she knows. Didn't I, Sophie? Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Dopey. Here. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, Dopey, come on. That's a good girl, yeah. Yeah. She gets really bored. I think this is what it would be like if you had a child or something. You can't leave them alone for very long. They get sad and lonely and bored, and then they start barking and screaming. I think that this taking care of a pup is teaching you a lot about taking care of a young person, because if you leave them alone, they'll just bark and scream, and they'll die of hunger, starve. Although, except with a young person, you can give them a tablet. You can't do that with a pup. The young person, you just give them a tablet with Cocoa Lemon on it, or what's it called? That stupid show they all watch now. I think it is Cocoa Lemon or something. It's some gay show. And it's a cartoon, and the background changes every 2 seconds to keep a young person as addicted as possible to the screen. They don't even do that in SpongeBob. I mean, they might do that in the new SpongeBob, but God forbid someone look at a background for more than 2 seconds, huh? Should AI be trusted? Should we even use AI? I feel like is using AI making it smarter? Does each person using AI make it more evil and smarter? Possibly. Is this a sign that we should all simply stop using AI completely? I think so. Probably a bad thing. I was asking it questions the other day about how to fly across the Pacific Ocean, or make a submarine, or make a hot air balloon, and stuff like that. And I don't know if I really learned much. Obviously, it said it would be really hard and pretty much impossible to fly around the world in a hot air balloon or submarine, which I was thinking about building, which I don't know anything about building, but so I was asking the the Grok on Twitter, AI, about how to build a submarine at 100 million and shit. As I get older and get colder, I wonder, am I wasting my life? I'm getting older, but time is going by so quickly now that every year feels like it's just like a couple months now, you know? And I wonder if young people feel that same way, or if that's really just an old person thing. It'd be interesting to ask, if you know any young people, ask them if they notice time going by quicker or not, or if that truly is just a older person thing. Because I know a lot of old people think that, but I'm not sure if young people even think that about time. And just going by really, really quick, feels like. There's new Mandela effects all the time. What do these mean? What do the Mandela effects mean? They prove my theory that I stole from other people. I don't really have sources. That the world is, our realm in front of our eyeballs is completely fluid. Our world resets every time we blink our eyes or whatever. And our world is so fluid that these possibly Illuminati magicians are changing random gay stuff from our movies and TV shows and celebrities in the world by some way. Our reality is so fluid that they can change aspects of it from the past, quote unquote, the past. Like the Berenstain Bears shit, right? And some people disagree with that. You can look at a more obvious example, like what's his name? Gene Simmons, Richard Simmons, whatever, the exercise guy from the 80s. He no longer wears a headband anymore. And that's a huge Mandela effect, you know? Because he always wore that stupid gay headband. He always wore it. And now it's gone. That shows me that this world is so fluid to our own magic. If they can change things about the quote-unquote past and present so easily, then we can make the world a better place with ours as well, if we all just work on that sort of stuff, you know? And redirect our consciousness towards meditation and positive shit and stuff like that, and get rid of fear and stuff, you know? Even the Energizer Bunny doesn't have its battery on its back anymore. Its battery is on its leg. You know, that's crazy. The battery was always on its stupid back, and the battery moved when it clanged its little timpanis together. Anyways, Is dating overrated? Are relationships overrated? Is getting married overrated? Is sex overrated? People will probably tell you sex using protection is not even worth it. So is being in a relationship even worth it? Or you can be in a relationship without sex. Is that worth it? I think it would be like having a friend. I think friends can be good, or they can make you go crazy insane. It depends on how dramatic your friend is. I've heard that a lot of women are pretty fucking dramatic. Sorry to use the F word there. Maybe it definitely helps test a man's patience, I would think, if you're with a dramatic person. If you have friends who are dramatic, grumpy, drug addict freaks, then I think probably not worth it. What are you getting out of it besides being abused? Could you say the same thing about being with a partner? You probably could, but you might get some action out of it. So then a lot of men become pussy whipped, where they're in this abusive relationship, but they enjoy the quote unquote intimacy from the person, or at least their body parts or whatever, their I guess they're physical body parts, right? They're in an abusive relationship, but they won't leave because they enjoy the body parts from the other person. But everything else, it's driving them insane, right? Are we becoming just so advanced as humans that we're just learning to be alone better, or we're learning to be alone worse? Should we be in the company of others? I think the problem here is that the people around us are so brainwashed and insane and rude that they're driving us crazy. In a good world, we wouldn't have to deal with so much drama and bullshit just to be friends with people or partners with people. They wouldn't drive you insane. There wouldn't be all this nonsense of all these forms you have to fill out and all these things you have to do for the DMV, all these stressful things that go with being an American that you don't see in places like Thailand or other calmer, slower pace of life places. You come to America, it's high stress, high taxes, high anxiety, high people on weed. They legalized weed, thank goodness. Now we can have more insane personality drug addicts running around. That's really good. I'm really glad they legalized weed, so now we have a lot more deranged drug addicts behind the wheel and all this stuff. So, and I think they even did they raise the age of smoking tobacco from 18 to 21 in America? Didn't that happen like in fucking 2020 or something like that? Or did I just make that up? I don't know. You know, I tried a cigarette before, and it was pretty I don't know, a lot of stuff in this realm seems to give me a panic anxiety attack, and that was one of them. But at least with that one, it was kind of a... No, I mean, it was probably pretty terrible. It was probably pretty terrible. But if I had to choose between weed and cigarettes, I think I would definitely choose the cigarettes. But even then, even that, I would have to go really, really slow on smoking it. I mean, otherwise, I just get a big anxiety panic attack whenever I try to do anything like that, like a drug or anything like that, really. So, I gotta be careful with stuff that I put in my body and my head. Truly. In my eyeballs and my hands and things like that. Yeah. Fuck. Fucking... Put all drug addicts in hell. Put all mean people in hell. Throw them down a bottomless well into the bottomless pit of hell. Blah, blah, blah. Make sharp metal things legal in educational areas so that the weak the weak should fear the strong. The weak should the weak should feel the strong. The weak should feel the strong. The bullies should feel the neets, fear the neets. Oh my gosh. I'm already having an anxiety attack because I mean I'm getting nervous because I'm gonna go see Mr. Jan today, I think. I haven't seen him in months because I live far away from the boy. So hopefully it goes well, and hopefully it goes swell. And I don't think he really watches these podcasts, if you can believe that. He's seen. I think he's seen a few of them, but I don't even think I've made a Jan cartoon in a while, actually. I actually managed to sleep okay-ish last night without taking a giant sleeping pill like I did the night before. But I did take a giant melatonin pill, but at least that feels healthier than taking a giant chemical pill. But boy, did that chemical pill make me sleep like a little fucking baby. I just slept the whole night. No interruptions, just like boom. Easily 9 or 10 hours of sleep. You wake up feeling unbelievably rested and amazing from just a fat donk, a fucking sleeping pill that just donks your ass and makes you squeal like a piggy, to quote the movie. What's the movie where they make him squeal? Somebody write in the comments. I don't remember. Some shit. I don't care. Whatever. What do you think? What do you think? Write in the comments. Do you think friends are worth it? Do you think women are worth it? Do you think relatives are worth it? Do you think anything in this world is worth it besides yourself? Write in the comments. You get burned hard with other people. You do. Sometimes maybe you don't, but sometimes you do. And then you have to suck it up and deal with all the emotion and the pain that other people can put on you. Is it even worth it to talk to other people, meet other people, hang out with people, talk online to people, call people, be friends with people, be best friends, be rivals? Are NEETs born alone, and do NEETs die alone? Are NEETs born alone, and do they die alone? Let's talk about it. Let's smoke about it. Dude, if you're down to smoke, then let's smoke. But if you're down to joke, then just take a doke. Get the bloke out of my joke and folk off. Well, I think people aren't born alone unless they're orphans, number one. I think mom still cares about me, so I don't actually feel alone in this realm, because I know I have a Mimi who kind of cares about me. Even though she's kicked me out like 5 times, at the end of the day, I still think, she still cares a lot about me, right? So I think if you have a caring mom, if you're a mama's boy, or a mama's girl, or whatever, then I think you're okay. The problem is when that person passes away, then that's when life goes from hard mode to nightmare mode. I reckon that's when life goes from hard mode to nightmare mode. Luckily, I'm not in nightmare mode yet, right? But I think that's the point where it goes into nightmare mode. Then you're on your own. You got no backups. You lose your job. You get to go homeless and starve. You got nowhere to go, nowhere to be. You just got yourself. So I don't think you're born alone, unless you're an orphan. I think a lot of us aren't born alone. I think we definitely do die alone. I think for the most part. I think for the most part we die alone. I think most people die alone. I think most people aren't born alone, I hope, but I think most people do die alone. And so that's a hard pill to swallow. Why would you want to become a parent and force that on a human being? I don't know. Maybe that person would be really, really cool like me, and they would solve the riddle of life and the game of life, and they would discover the secret. Or maybe they would just end up like that pervert at the park I met. How does someone turn into a creature like that? Homelessness? Gayness? Because he was definitely seen probably gay. But in a very creepy way. Even creepier than your average gay. This was a predator type gay. Definitely felt like a predator. I think definitely the kind of guy you want locked away in a cell, or away from sane people. When you're that deep into your own perversion, your own brain, your own perversion, when you're that deep into it, it's not even schizophrenia. It's just like evil, perversion, predation. It's like a type of evil that's taken over his entire being. What do you do when you're that far in a hole? When you're that far into a hole, what do you do? You know, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I've met so many evil people in this realm, like really disgusting people. I think we all have. And why is that? Are these even real people? Are these just fucking gross NPC, no soul? There are some theories that talk about there are NPCs with no soul, no inner monologue, no stuff like that. I don't have anywhere to source. These are just theories. Do you think there's a lot of people in this world without a soul? Is that why they're able to act so unempathetic? Write in the comments. Are there soulless beings in this world just inhabiting a body? Just a person got born, but there was no soul to go into it, so they just said, screw it, we'll just have this one be born a defective robot creature. And those are all the evil people we meet sometimes. Write in the comments. I think that could explain it. But maybe it doesn't explain it. I don't know. Speaking of soulless creatures, my mother-in-law... No, but actually that is true. But I'm not even going to get into that. But let's just say there's a lot of boys in this world who got divorce raped. That's all I'm going to say. Really hard. Lost all their homes, all their boats, all their toys, all their boys, all their smeg, all their legs. That's another scary thing about marriage. I mean, I don't think our generation has to worry about that because we're all fucking dirt poor. But the boomers, since they were all so filthy fucking rich, when they got divorce raped, they got divorce raped hard. I'm talking about losing 4 houses, losing 5 boats, losing cars, you know. These women, boy, did they take them for all that they were worth, quote unquote. But, I mean, the boomers could afford it. I mean, us, we have nothing. Even if we got married, we have nothing we can give these women who would even attempt that. Except you'd have to give them fucking, alimony checks. So that's something, and that's pretty fucking gross, right? So I think even that's pretty terrible. But at least we can't give them a house, because we don't got no house. Can't give them a car, I don't got no car. Can't give them a fucking boat, we don't got no boats. The boomers have all the money and the toys. Our generation, we got nothing. We're dirt broke. The divorce rapists, they'll get a bag of dirt. Say, look, this is all that I have on me. And you pull out a small bag of dirt to give to the judge. And then he hands it over to your ex-wife and your son or daughter or whoever's fucking whatever. I know there's some in-shell channel which I subscribe to, but I barely watch any of his videos. I'm really not interested in the in-shell stuff at all. But he quoted a statistic that I thought was interesting, because he said that like 2 out of 3 divorces end with the man just like offing himself. And if that's true, then that's rough. I mean, boys already got it rough with our toys, but let's say you get married, she becomes an unloyal creature. And then she divorces you, and then now you're in a dark hole, and you just off yourself. What the heck? It wasn't even worth dating that person if she's just gonna divorce you, make you off yourself, right? It's tricky. It's tricky. So I don't know if that statistic is true. I imagine it's true. This guy does a lot of research, but I think his channel is like say, I don't remember the name of it. You guys would recognize it. It's a pretty big channel, I think. Anyways. I think someone probably sent it to me or something. I mean, my channel sounds in-shellish enough as it is. I don't have to go out and look for other in-shell channels, because these podcasts probably come off as pretty misogynistic. Or whatever it is, right? They probably come off as a little bit transphobic and misogynist. If you listen to some of these podcasts, I thought this was a podcast about cartoons and Shrek smegging and neets and stuff, but then it turns out to be some sort of in-shell podcast or something. You don't know what you're going to get with these podcasts. I like to keep them explosive and surprising and blah, blah, blah. I've been looking at circuitry and electrical engineering videos. I want to get smarter at something. I just don't know what. I mean, I have some ideas. Obviously, I want to get smarter at the magic stuff and spiritual stuff and electrical engineering shit, robot stuff. What? That would be cool. But as far as electronics, I feel like my hands are like, I don't feel like I'm very good with my hands. Even my cartoons are, they're still better than Walt Disney cartoons, but they're still, you know, the quality could be improved a little bit here and there on some of the drawings, you know. But, I don't know, someone will look at my cartoons someday and say, what? Did I find a glitch? Lilo and Glitch just came out. Lilo and Stitch just came out. And I remember the original Lilo and Glitch. There's a part where the mom, you can see her, she like takes off her undergarments. I'm not even making this up. If you guys haven't heard about this, the Lilo and Stitch mom, there's a scene where I forgot what it was, but it was like something. It was like some nude type scene in Lilo and Stitch, the original movie. I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't remember what it was, but I mean Disney puts that in like all their movies, but there was one part in this movie. I'm not even making that up. Where she like undresses or something. Anyways, whatever. That's that's more Gooner brain stuff for you. I know all the Gooner theories about every movie and every show, and I have looked heavily into every single one of them for countless hours. My eyes burning into the screen, my pupils dilated, my hands sweaty, knees weak, mom spaghetti. Hold on.
Now it's time to have a snuggle with my very best friend in the whole wide world. You. Well, I'm glad you could come over. See you soon. Bye. And the clown jumped over the moon.